Geothermal units. Have you guys heard about those? They're expensive, but they're amazing. The underside of, well, basically the ground stays around a constant 55, 50 degrees year-round. The geothermal units, to make a long story short, take the ground temperature and make your home even. It's kind of like being in Santa Barbara year-round. You're getting a steady, constant temperature all the time. And the money that you're spending is the only money used to generate the flow of the air. So instead of your air conditioning kicking on, the Freon, the maintenance, the this and that, it works as a heat as well as a coolant. So it keeps a steady temperature, steady atmosphere in your home all year long. It can be done. It's easier to do on a new build, but it can be done after the fact on a retrofit home. There's a lot of science behind that. That's the simplest picture I could actually find. If you don't have a lot of land, it can be done in your backyard. It takes some work and it takes a permit. It can be done. There's 100 different ways to do it. It just takes some planning, and your contractor, as long as he's certified and knows what he's doing with the systems, can get that done for you. Solar panels. Solar panels are expensive. Solar thermal is one option you can have. You can use the heat of the sun to heat your water heater, to heat your hot tub, heat your pool. You can use it to collect water for your sprinkler systems. Solar thermal is something that was, I wouldn't say started, but it was real popular in the 80s because there was a big movement, especially in the southern states. You'll see them if you drive around, especially on the south side. I've seen them more than any place else. You'll see these things on people's houses, and it's just a big rectangle up there. That's a solar thermal unit, and they're using it to heat their water heater or run their heater in the wintertime. Grid-tied photovoltaic systems are where you get energy from the sun. This is where you make electricity. These are amazing. Their output can actually blow your mind. Depending on the size of your array and what's going on, you can make enough electricity to never have to pay your bill again. It's quite remarkable. Now, grid-tied means you're on the grid. You are tied into the electric company, as opposed to being off the grid. The reason you want to be grid-tied is because if your solar panels fail, something happens, something shorts, you can still have electricity. Being grid-tied is one way of a backup. There are programs out there that let you sell your electricity that you make back to the electric company. What that means is you're basically turning your dial backwards, and they're buying it from you. The only problem with this system right here is when it has batteries. Batteries are very expensive, and the technology for batteries isn't all there yet. Problem with batteries is they're so expensive for the output that they produce, it's almost not worth putting them on your system. What makes these systems cost effective is government rebates, basically. Putting these systems on your homes without the rebates, your return on investment won't start happening till year 29 or 30 in most instances. It's not 5 years later you get your money back. You're talking about 30 years. Now, there are state and federal programs that allow you grant money, rebate money, different situations to help you out with these systems that can cover as much as 30, sometimes even 51% of your system. You just have to find them out there. It's gearing up. The technology is there. It's going to take a while for the momentum to hit places like Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas. We're more of a wind state, more of an oil and gas state. They're not really interested in solar panels. Wind generators, they're fun. Great thing about us is we are in a fair wind zone. Fair meaning we get an average of 12 to 17 miles per hour of wind a day. You got to be about 35 foot in the air. These things are amazing. This is what can power your pool pump. You can put some batteries on this and do the same thing you can with solar, just on a smaller scale. You don't have to put a wind farm in your backyard. You can generally do it with one or two, depending on the size of your property. Expenses is relative because you are going to pay money for them, but you're going to get the energy usage out of them forever, minus the maintenance costs, just like anything else. So after, especially with some rebates, you're talking about year 10, you're starting to make money off of it. Right now, you have to have a permit to put them up, but the only person that will stop you is your homeowners association president.